Hi everyone, it's Roland Tech Virtual Assistant. I am Roland based in the Philippines. In today's topic, we are going to be having a tutorial on how to create a resume from a template using Canva Tool. This video is actually for the new beginners to virtual assistant, or rather my aspiring virtual assistant. If you are just coming across this channel and this page for the first time, my name is Roland and I am your virtual assistant coach. Do well to hit the like button, click on the subscription button, and click on the notification bell button to get notified for more videos to come. And you can as well follow this page and share this video to reach wider audience. Now let's dive into the topic of today, or rather the tutorial of today. The reason for this video, or rather the reason for this tutorial, is very simple. Yeah, so pay attention and listen attentively. You will understand the reason why I'm making this video, or rather this tutorial. A lot of us are virtual assistant, or rather let me use the new beginners to virtual assistant. They rely more on executing their task with AI, which is artificial intelligence, more than putting on an effort or making efforts to execute their task through the normal way. Executing a task like resume, creating a resume from a Canva tool is very, very easy and it's simple. Now, I'm going to throw a little bit importances on the reason why we should consider using our Canva tool to create a resume instead of using our AI tool to create resume. It's okay to use AI. AI is a helping tool to virtual assistant. We consider AI as a helping tool to execute tasks or to make our job as virtual assistant to be more efficient and also to make our job easy. Okay, for me, I make use of AI, but I don't rely on AI. So to the new beginners to virtual assistant, I want us to know that making use of your AI to execute tasks is probably wrong. Okay, I don't want you to get me wrong on this statement. I want you to pay attention and understand what I am saying. Okay, now I'm not saying you should not make use of your AI. Okay, for me, I make use of AI most every day. But what do I do with AI? I use AI to better my job and to make my job more professional and make it efficient and also more easier for me to execute my task. When you get a job from your potential clients, you don't need to rely on AI 100% to execute that task. Okay, as a virtual assistant, it's important for us to make use of AI, but making use of AI always make our job efficient and also make it more easier. For me, I make use of AI to make my job better and professional. Okay, so that is the use of AI. I don't rely more on AI. So if you are a virtual assistant, or rather a new beginner to virtual assistant, most of us, when we want to create a resume, we want to use AI to execute that task. Of course, when you use AI to create a resume, it will come out perfectly well. Okay, and when you submit that resume to a potential client bidding as you're bidding for job, your potential client, when he goes through that your resume, he will understand that you use AI to execute that resume task before submitting it for job bidding. So it is not a proper thing for us to rely on AI 100%. So it's okay as a virtual assistant to use AI to support, or rather to make our job better, to make our job easier as a virtual assistant, but it's not proper to rely 100% or execute most of all our tasks with AI, which is artificial intelligence. I can still remember in one of my previous video, I make video about the AI, the difference between AI and the computer. When most of my audience were also asking me this question, that is AI going to replace a computer? Of course, AI can never replace a computer. You cannot automatically think that it's a software will replace a hardware, or rather a common tool is going to replace a hardware. So it's not possible. So as we can see, this is just a little bit emphasis on this particular topic. I just want the new beginner to virtual assistant to understand this topic, to get it correctly, so that when they are asked or given a task of a resume to execute, they should pass through the proper channel to execute that resume task instead of giving that task to AI to execute for them. Okay, using AI to execute that task will make it very more perfectly well, and it will make your potential client to spot it that you are using AI. So automatically, the skills that you are portraying to your potential clients, you don't naturally have the skills. So that is what AI that is the disadvantage of you using AI to execute your job. So if you rely more on AI, your potential client cannot see responsibility from you, or cannot see your hard work or the skills that you portray that you can provide to execute job for them. So it is very, very important that we understand this, that we as virtual assistant, we should not rely 100% on AI when executing a task as a virtual assistant. Instead, make AI a supporting tools to your job, or rather make AI to make your job easier and make it more efficient. for you instead of relying or executing all your job with AI. Using Canva to make your resume, as you may know, you are also learning new skills which you might not know about it, but you are also navigating more skills to your experience. Okay, now using Canva to create your resume is a graphic design. So that simply means you will have a graphic design skills added to the previous skills that you already have. But if you will use AI to generate the resume, you cannot be able to navigate the graphic design skills. So this is what we need to know as the new beginners to virtual assistants. Now we understand the differences of these both tools, which is using AI to create your resume or using Canva tools to create your resume. So I hope the new beginners to virtual assistant pay attention and understood this video, or rather this topic, perfectly well. Now, what is the moral lesson of this topic? Yeah, now pay attention. To the new beginners to virtual assistant, the moral lesson of this topic is let us not pass through the shortcuts to achieve success. Okay, instead let's make success through the direct means by putting effort and working hard, so you can achieve all the success that you will definitely achieve. Okay, so let us not always rely 100% on using our AI for a faster task or a faster task execution. Okay, so I want us to get this correctly and understand this very well to the new beginners to virtual assistant. Now we understand these two particular tools and how to make use of them. Let us dive into the tutorial of today. Now, if you are your computer, let us learn and navigate together. Okay, now, if you are here in your Google Chrome browser, right here, you open your Google Chrome browser. If you're on your Google Chrome browser, you just take your mouse pointer to the address bar and type in what? Canva.com to open your Canva this way. Okay. Now you have the dashboard of your Canva. Okay. So pardon my recent project on Canva, as you can see on your screen. So, but we are not here for that. The task we are about to execute with this Canva tool right now is creating a resume with templates. Okay. So you just follow my mouse pointer and my voiceover to get this correctly. Okay. So now you take your mouse pointer. The first thing you need to do is to take your mouse pointer to this create. You click on create and you will have another dashboard this way, which says create a design. Okay. And in this create a design dashboard, as you can see closely, then you take your mouse pointer to this, what would you like to create? Okay. Just follow my mouse pointer and my voiceover to get this tutorial rightly. Okay. Then you click on this place and type in what? Resume, and your Canva will provide you a lot of resume templates that you can probably choose from. Okay, as you can see on your screen, you have a lot of resume template that you can choose from and with sizes. Okay, now the resume that we are about to execute, the size that we are about to use for our resume is this very particular one, which says resume A4 portrait, which size goes 21 by 29.7 cm. So this is the resume that we are going to use, which is this template. Then we click on it. So automatically it will open your editing page. Okay. Now you have your editing page in your Canva. This is where you will start executing your task, or rather creating your project. Okay. Now, as you can see on your editing page, we already have the size of this resume. So all we need to do is to take our mouse pointer to the left side of our Canva page and choose from any of these templates. But before you will choose from any of the templates, I will want to make something very clear and give you an important information regarding this editing area, which says in this template, as you can see, in these templates, we have the subscription payment template resume, and we also have the free version. Okay, as you can see, how to spot the payment resume template. As you can see, you will have you will see the crown symbol on it. Okay, so look at my mouse pointer closely on your screen. You will see where I'm pointing. Any template that you discover, or rather you find this this symbol, which is crown symbol, then you will know automatically that template is for subscription. It's only when you are subscribed to Canva that is when you can be able to make use of such template. Then because we are just going to create this as a in free version, so I advise that we use free version of this template so that it will be more easier for us to navigate. Okay, now taking a free version of this template, you are going to look for the template without crown. Okay, now I will like to choose something like this. Okay. For example, when you click on this, and automatically it will be inserted on your editing page like this. So are you following? I hope you are following this tutorial so that you can be able to understand it clearly. Okay. This video is meant for the new beginners to virtual assistant. Okay. So if you are an expert, you have no business in this tutorial. But you can as well share this video to reach wider audience for more new beginners to virtual assistant to understand how to create this, pass it through the normal way of creating this as a virtual assistant. Okay, so let's continue. So as you can see, you have this page on your editing page. This is where you will start executing the task. Executing the task simply means that you should be changing the information that you have here, because you have already made information. Your Canva provided you an already made information template. So you just need to re-edit it and replace it with all the information that you have been given to, or rather that you need to replace all this information with your own personal information that you are using to prepare this resume. Okay, so as you can see, I will not go through it, or I'm not going to change it one after the other, but I have given you the insight on how you can be able to change this one after the other. Okay, depending on the job that you are bidding for, or rather depending on the title that you have that you are using in bidding for that particular job. Okay, I hope you are understanding this video and this tutorial perfectly well. So if you come over to this very place, I will only try to make you understand how to change this picture over here. In case of if you had a resume that you will need to change the picture. Okay, so how can you change this picture that you have here in your resume? All you need to do is simple and easy. Okay, you just bring your mouse pointer over here to this upload. You click on your upload and you have your pictures here. Okay, in case if you don't have your pictures in your Canva, you can be able to upload it from your file, from your computer, by clicking on this upload file. Okay, it will redirect you to your computer. Okay, just like this, and you can choose any picture from your computer and you will upload it directly to your Canva before you can be able to make use of it. Okay, so if I am to change this picture that I have there in that resume, it's very simple, it's very easy. All I need to do is to click any of the picture that I have here. So I'm just using this as an example. Okay, so don't get it wrongly. So after you click on it, then you resize it. Okay, by resizing it is to take your mouse pointer to the edge, click and drag, and you will have it this way. Then you click on this one and you click on delete. Then click on your picture, drag it inside the box. Okay, so it's as simple as that. So that is how to change the picture that you already have there. Okay, so it's very easy and it's very simple, and the rest of it is just to change all this information by double clicking or clicking on it and delete. Then you type any information. If you are executive virtual assistant, you type it there as your title. If you are administrative virtual assistant, you type it there as a title. If you are a bookkeeping virtual assistant, you type it there as a title. So that is how it works. Okay, I'm not going to take you through those processes because I just want to keep this video short, and I want to make sure that the new beginners to virtual assistant understands this video very well and how to create a resume. Okay, instead of creating a resume, passing through the shortcuts of creating a resume through your AI. Okay, so it is more better this way. By you doing it this way, you are also gaining more experience, you are gaining more skills. Okay, you are gaining more experience on creating something unique for your potential client to see. Okay, because this might be part of the skills that you will include in your resume, which is graphic design. Okay, so if you have a graphic design skill, you need to know how to make use of Canva properly. Okay, just this way. Even if you use it in a basic way like this, it is totally acceptable. So I hope the new beginner to virtual assistant understand this very particular tutorial so that we can be able to be guided and understand where to begin and how to make this perfectly well. Okay, now after getting it through this proper place, then all you need to do is to save this resume. Okay, let's assume we are done executing this task. Okay, as I earlier told you, I'm not going to take you through the process of rechanging this test on the resume. So I just make you understand how to get to this place and how to change the test and how to change your picture in your resume. Now let's assume we are done executing this task. The next thing that we are about to do is to save this task. Okay, by saving this task, the first thing you need to do is to name it. Take your mouse pointer over here. Are you getting it right now? Follow my mouse pointer. You click this place and you can rename it with any name that you wish to rename your resume. You might be able just to type resume, okay, which is the title of this project. Then after that, you take your mouse pointer to this chair, okay, as you can see. Your mouse pointer, you take it to this chair. You're about to save this project. You click on this chair. And the next thing you will do is to take your mouse pointer to this download. You click on your download, as you can see. Then you take your mouse pointer over here to this file type, okay? If you need this resume as a PDF file, you click on this place, you select any file you need this resume to be. You might want it to be a JPEG, or you might want it to be on the PNG or PDF. So depends on how you want it to be, but I will advise that you leave it on PDF, okay? So you definitely maybe use your PDF, or if you want it in a picture format, you can use your PNG, but I advise that you leave it on PDF, okay? Then you click on what? On your download. So as you can see, it's downloaded successfully, okay? So this is your resume. It has already been downloaded into your computer, okay? So as it is now, it's already in your computer. Now, if you want to find that resume in your computer, all you need to do is to minimize this page and what? Go to my computer. You click on my computer and you come to download. Then you have your resume here. You click on it, double click, boom. This is your resume. So this job is done and executed. So as you can see, this is a perfect resume, or a perfect way to create a resume if you are a new beginner to virtual assistant. So it's not when you rely on your AI to create artificial resume for you. Immediately when your potential client spots it that it is AI that you use in creating that artificial resume, you cannot be hired with such resume, because your potential client wants to see that you make effort and you do hard work to be able to gain the skills that you portray on your resume. So these are part of how you can make it possible for your client, or rather for you to get hired. I hope you enjoyed the topic and the tutorial of today. If you find this video interesting, feel free to give it a like, subscribe, and follow for more. You can as well share this video to reach wider audience. See you in the next video.